Hey everybody, it's Mark here again, and I've got with me a really special guest. She has done incredibly well in the world of affiliate marketing in the last 12 months. This is by promoting other people's products using automated generated video ads that promote a simple landing page that then links to various affiliate products and earning commissions. On her best days, she's done well over five figures. Like I think it was over 30,000 on her best day. And her best week, she's done over six figures in affiliate commissions. And yet her story's a little bit different because she's also decided at the moment to stop doing affiliate marketing for the short term. So she's gone ahead, she's made it work. She's proven to herself that she can do this stuff. She's made some really good money. And now she's taking a step back and is deciding to get really pedantic or picky about which offers she actually wants to be driving her energy towards. So she's looking at becoming even more aligned, like not just looking at which offer will pay her the most money, but also looking at, okay, there's a lot of offers out there, which ones can pay well, but also are in alignment with where she wants to be running her business long term. So isn't that a good place to be? A place to be where you've got enough wealth, you're set up, and now you're ready to go, you know what, I'll take a step back and I'll run my business the way I want to run it, not have the business run me. So anyway, without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to Steph. Welcome along.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. And you started out this, you're a mother of two.
Two.
Yep. And you needed to, I guess, start out getting a side hustle going, something to make additional income, but then you managed to become a huge success out of that. What was that like when you first got things going? Like, how did that change your family life and everything else in terms of stresses and that sort of stuff?
Well, it was quite a journey, but yeah, I needed I needed an extra income just to see if I could. I wanted to prove myself that I could go back into. I came from a corporate background. I was working 9 to 5, and then I left the corporate world. So it was really nice to be able to plug into a system that didn't require me to, again, step into that where I was working with numbers of people that you'd have to wait, days to get approval from anyways. So what I really enjoyed about this system is that you could actually plug into it, and then it's really about you being the driver of your own car, which we are doing that in our daily lives. But really, if the energy that you put into the course is what you're going to get out of it. And so for me, when I do something, I really take it on and I put 200% into it. And so, I decided to take the course, and then from there, it was really about like putting in the work. And that's what they do say is just like never stop. But I think part of it is actually taking pauses. I think it's healthy to take some pauses. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, to take some pauses in my own life. But with the course itself, obviously it does work because it took me about 6 months to get to that point. And in the transmission of all this happening, I was able to reach out and be resourceful. I think it's really important, to use your creativity, to be resourceful. And, I didn't really want to do this all by myself in a sense. And I felt like with two children, I don't know if you all out there have a family and responsibilities, but it didn't really make it easy for me to do all the things that I needed to do. And living here in Bali, where I'm in Indonesia, running ads at a certain hour. So I was able to find pretty much a blessing, a perfect partner to run with. And that's when we really started to put some of the things that I created that were working a little bit. I had some mini breakthroughs. And then with him, his some of the stuff that he was doing wasn't really working. And then when we kind of Frankenstein some things together, it really took off.
So basically, you were two separate students in this program, but you met through the program and decided, hey, let's team up together and get this nutted out. And then you succeeded together. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was kind of like this perfect synchronicity and alignment. We're just two separate entities, but I really reached out because I really wanted this power cell. This is what everybody's saying is like find somebody maybe you can, if you're just beginning, it's good to be resourceful and see if you can reach out to other people. And it worked for
Fantastic.
me.
And what was it like when you first got things really starting to scale up? Like, how did that change your, I guess, your levels of stress and so forth around your life and around financial, the financial side of things? I mean, being a solo mum of two must have been difficult at that point.
Yeah, and but it was really, it was good, and it was a good sense of relief. I don't really have what the thing about me and my attachment to money too is like, I feel money is currency, currency's energy, it comes and it goes. So the thing about, really working towards and then seeing these numbers come up, it was almost like, oh, wow, this is where it all kind of, it all, I feel like it for me. I'm also very spiritual, not very religious, but spiritual, and I felt like it was kind of like the universe returning its goodness to me in my karma of
Positive
doing all of
karma.
this. Yeah, I just felt
Yeah.
like it was coming back to me. And so I think that's kind of how I view it. And with that, it was able to, pay off the course and pay off some debt. And then, I have various investments that I also do. And so it was able to put me into other places with investments and things like that. So, yeah, I think I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, no, that's fantastic. Um,
okay.
okay, so for somebody that is doing this model and they want to be able to do what you did, they want to be able to scale where they are able to have a week where they make, six figures or something like that. What does that path look like? Like what do you have any tips for them that would perhaps shortcut that?
Yeah, well, I don't know if there's any shortcuts for it, but I do think that because it's all about in divine timing of what but it takes effort. I think it also takes a good perspective of having expectations on yourself. So it's really not to get down on yourself or the system. And, we all have these self-limiting beliefs like, oh, this is not working, or there's something that must be wrong with me, or no, there's something wrong with the course. So really, it's really about taking accountability. And I think self-responsibility to really, if you want to manifest something in your life, if you want to move towards that, you really need to put in the effort and the energy towards it is one thing. But and not to give up on yourself, like, if you're not making those numbers, or even if, and again, like, this is that disclaimer, is that what they say, and even in all the affiliate products is like everybody's results is different. And it's like, there's no one size fits all. So
Mm.
it's really stepping away from that. Well, if it worked for them, then this is what I have to do. Everybody has their own little thing that will work for them. And for me, what really worked for me is stepping outside of my kind of, you know, I guess just getting out of my own way. And that's and to me, what that looks like is when you get out of your own way is that self-limiting belief. Like, it's like, well, I tried that and it didn't work, and that's okay. And kind of like letting that go. Really, it's about letting go and
Mm.
then being creative and resourceful and trying something else. And you never know if that might work. And that's kind of like the laws of life. You
Yeah.
can't, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, trying to get, different results, and you're just getting the same results. So if you kind of know that it's not working, then really take a step back and try something different, or reach out to somebody, or like, don't be afraid to ask a question, or, yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, like I get what you're saying. I mean, reading between the lines, there's a lot of testing going
Yeah.
on, testing and seeing what works and what doesn't, and then learning from it. You sound like you're learning from your results from what you're saying here. From what I've noticed, because I've been in affiliate marketing for 23 years now, and
Right.
things change all the time in terms of, I mean, not like every year, but things do change over time in terms of where you're getting your traffic from, or how you're converting that traffic, and how you go about getting a high average dollars per customer. But the other three things, it's always, it's as simple as this, I guess. Leads, your traffic, your conversion rates, and the average dollars per sale. And if the average dollars per sale is taken care of because you're the affiliate and they've already got their sales funnel sorted, then you're just talking about leads and conversions. And half or three quarters of the conversion side of things is done for you because they already have a sales page for you because you're the affiliate. So really your job is to, for conversions, is to get the maximum number of people through to the offer. So I guess all you're looking at is, am I driving enough leads? Am I converting a high enough percentage to click through? And if that is fine, then am I making enough money for every dollar I've spent? Like, am I in profit? Am I not? And if that's, because if you only look at the dollars, then you might go, well, this isn't working, and then you don't learn anything. But if you look at the clicks as well, and you go, well, yeah, I'm not quite making enough money, but I'm getting half the clicks what I should be getting. Maybe if I try this, and then you get the right, and then all of a sudden you double your clicks and you find, oh, my ad wasn't so bad after all. It was just needed that little change. Do you think I'm just trying to explain it in a way people might understand a bit better? Do you think it was kind of like that? Like you would get feedback, you would learn from like your clicks, or you would learn from your sales, and then that's what drove you to go to your next test? Because it sounds like you got quite creative there with your with testing different things until you found what worked.
Yeah, I guess it was a little bit of the numbers, but it was really about, yeah, it is, because you have to look at that. You have to look at the numbers. But what I mean is, like, in the process of doing the actual program and people thinking that they maybe haven't tried something, is really just to keep on trying new things, where if it's images, if it's new, changing up one little thing. So I'll give you one example to be really clear about how this really helped us is,
Cool.
the algorithm in Google changes constantly. So it's really about being your own little scientist. So, in a science lab, you're constantly like tweaking things. And so in the
Yeah.
tweaking of things, like it could just be one little word. And so you really have to be kind of methodical. And so this is what I'm saying about getting out of your own way, where it's like a big science experiment. It's not like you can also change everything at once, which that will just mess everything up. And then you won't really know what the issue is. So it's really about having a method. There's a method to the madness. Yep. And it's not like, it's not like where you can all have it figured out. So you do have to try a bunch of things, but you really have to be methodical about it. So if you're doing like 3 different scripts, make sure that the 3 different scripts are different. And you're approaching them differently. And then if one's working better, then you try that, and then you make, 3 different variations. It's really about testing in that sense, is what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. And I'll just give people a quick example of what that could look like. Like, for example, in the dog training niche, because I know that niche quite well. If I had one ad headline that said something like, how to stop any dog behavioral problem for good. And then I had another headline that said, who else wants to stop their dog's aggression, digging, barking, chewing, and more. And then I had another headline that said something like, who wants to discover this, or finally revealed the secret strategy that teaches dogs to climb ladders and obey you, climb ladders and do all sorts of fun tricks. Let's say I had all those 3 headlines. And the thing is, you can get a vastly different result. People don't always realize. They think, well, my page looks roughly the same. I only changed that headline. They don't realize that one of those headlines may get triple the conversion rates of all the rest, because it really speaks to the person. If the person has a dog that is aggressive towards, say, other dogs, then the one where I said, who else wants to stop their dog's aggression, digging, barking, and more, makes them click play on a video sales letter, makes them watch, and may make them buy. Whereas the other ones are like, I don't want my dog to climb ladders. I don't really care about that, and sometimes it's just one word. I've used an extreme example with big words where Steph said sometimes it's really small. Sometimes it is just one word, like the who else one, where I said, who else wants to stop their dog's aggression, digging, barking, and more. If I add the word chewing or whining in there, like the dog's whining, all of a sudden someone whose dog is whining will go, well, that's for me. But if I didn't have that word there, that might be the one missing piece. So sometimes it is a bit sciencey in that you do need to test just little changes once you get close, and that can help get you over the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, okay, so what do you think about how long does it take you to make an ad? Like, because you're making video ads without being on camera. I'm guessing you use the artificial voices and stuff like that. Like, how long does it take you to put an ad together?
From beginning to end, like
Well,
just
from
from
beginning
this.
to end, but then how long does it take you to make a variation after that? Because I'm sure it takes you a lot longer to make the first ad than, say, any variations.
Yeah, the first ad is the longest. And then, the second and the third is just, tweaking a couple of things in the beginning and a little bit maybe changing things up. And, or sometimes it does take time if you're just doing three different variations and then you launch three different variations from that. But it's all essentially the same, like you said. But from beginning to end, I mean, it takes a while in terms of you do have to find your offer. So it's really about finding the offer and whatever one that feels aligned to you, and then taking all the gold nuggets out of that you think, and then writing your scripts. And depending on, I always say it's really good. I come from a design and branding background, so in order to be able to show clients, you need to at least show like 3 to 6 variations. So it's really about. I think it's good to always write 3 scripts at minimum, and then from there you just. You put those into action, and then you can, for me, for the video, it wasn't very hard to do. You can sign up for various different websites to get more clips and find other resources. But it would probably take me, if I spent a good day, on it, I could probably finish it in a day. Some people might take longer. I've had people tell me that it takes them like 2 days or more, just depending
Worth it
on
though,
what's
isn't it?
going on in their life.
I think that's
Yeah.
worth it. I have
Yeah,
heard
but it's
also
worth it.
people tell me it took
Yeah.
them 2 days to make their first ad, but after that, they never take more than 6 hours to make a brand new ad because it's always longer the first one, right?
Yeah,
Even
it's
if you're
always
starting
longer than
from
the first one.
scratch, just learning the tools.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Learning the tools is like but learning anything, it always takes you a while to get into it. And then, then like for me, for doing the Google ads, when I first signed up for my mentorship, it was just, I didn't know what I was doing. And then now it's like I can do all those clicking in my sleep and do all your settings.
It's quite a powerful skill you've got there. I mean, now
I
you've
guess
got
so.
now you've got the skill set though. You could use it for anything, right? I mean, you don't have, I
Sure.
mean, I know you can promote other affiliate products, but
Right.
theoretically, if you came up with some idea for a business or you wanted to be a life coach or you wanted to sell something else, you now know how to run ads. You now know how to do that marketing. I think that's still a powerful skill set to have for the long term, don't you?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Okay, so what would you say to anybody that was considering jumping on a workshop to learn more about this stuff?
I would say do it if it's a workshop and you're curious. I mean, I'm the type of person too who, if there is an opportunity in life, I think it's really good just to jump into it and see if it you it's like that book Green Eggs and Ham. I have my 2 kids and they always say, no, I don't want to try that. And I say, well, how do you know if it's not going to work, or how do you know you're not going to like it until you actually try it? So I always encourage anyone, whether you're a child or an adult, to just try it at least once, and see if it works for you, and see if, and just try it a couple of times. And you might not, like it, and it might not be your thing, but I mean, you might like it in the end. So there's no harm in trying. That's what I would say.
Oh, fantastic. Now, also, I just want to know from your perspective, what do you think about this as far as the newbies are concerned? Like you mentioned that you had a little bit of a design background. Do you think that this is more suited to somebody who is advanced or is, I don't know if you would have called yourself advanced but would you say it's suited to somebody who's brand new, or would you say it's more suited to, say, an intermediate, or in your opinion?
I think it's suited to whoever wants to take on the challenge to learn something new. I don't really feel like it. I mean, I think it would probably help if you were technically savvy or if you did have a creative background. It could, all those things can help you, but it really isn't. When I really think about how ads work and all that stuff, yeah, there's an element to all of that, but really, if you learn what they're teaching you and then you kind of see what's working and there's a bunch of that they show you, it's really about getting your hands into it and seeing what works for you.
Yes, I
Again,
mean,
so that's the whole
no
thing about,
prior knowledge is assumed, but obviously with anything in life, if you happen to have some prior knowledge, that might help you, but it's not going to determine your success. I guess a lot of it's to do with that persistence um, and keenness, I guess, to be willing to test and learn from those test results. You sound like you've done a lot of testing. You were willing
right.
to test and test until you got those right ads.
Totally. I think that's it. Because I have other people that I'm still talk to and they've never come from any background and she's also just a mom, and when you think you're just a mom, it's like she didn't come from a marketing background or anything, but she's doing awesome numbers too. So I wouldn't say those are all self-limiting beliefs again.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't let that hold you back.
I think you're right there. All right. Well, I just want to say a big thank you for joining me for this call. You're really inspirational. I think that you will have inspired a lot of other people at the very minimum to get started with running their own online business. And hopefully for many of them, this will be the model that they want to choose.
Absolutely.
So I want to say a big thank you for being here. You've been really inspiring.
You're welcome. Thanks, Mark.
And for everyone listening, make sure you join us for the workshop. If you haven't already, make sure that you sign up before it's too late. And you'll learn a whole lot more about this entire system for generating a decent amount of wealth for yourself as an affiliate marketer using video ads without having to be on camera yourself. It's a really interesting system. All right, that's it from me. Bye for now, everybody.